The first 100 grand is the hardest. And I know that that sounds like an unfathomable amount of money. It took me 5 years. Like, I get it. You just have to save it $1 at a time. That's what it is. Now, obviously, I talk about other things like there are smarter ways to make money, for sure. Like, if you can sell expensive stuff, you can just move the decimals. The thing is it is factually true. It is spiritually false. And I don't even believe in spirituality in general, but it is tough to sell a $10 million building and make $1 million commission or a $500,000 commission when you are broke as fuck. It is you would have to become a different person, which is why most people's first sale is not that. But is it technically possible? Yes. A lot of people watch YouTube and the internet for complex money-making skills, and they haven't even mastered showing up on time.
All right, guys, let's be honest. You've been following entrepreneurship content for the past 2 to 3 years, but you haven't done anything about it. How do I know this? Because I'm actually in the same boat as you. I follow all these guys. I, partake in learning all these tips and tricks, but I haven't started a business. I haven't sold anything. But unlike you, I'm sitting on, $8,000 to $10,000 a month income and 6 figures in assets. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if you would have asked me to make this video 9 years ago, there's no way in hell I would have made this video. Why? Because I had less than $10 in my bank account, okay? I went to the bar with a buddy. The bartender came to swipe my card, and it turns out that he couldn't fulfill the transaction because the transaction had to be greater than $10, and I had less than $10 in the bank account. Now, at the time, I told my buddy, hey, don't even worry, because starting next month, this will never happen again, because I had just started my career as a medical lab scientist, right? To Alex's point, sometimes, we highlight these people who start businesses from their living room, essentially with no money. We think that's normal, and it's really not. When you're in that position, when you have no money, you basically are starting from zero confidence. Anything that you try you have to be borderline delusional or psychopathic to start, okay? Because it's kind of even inconceivable that you could achieve these things, okay? So how do we get to the point where we have, $8,000, $10,000 a month coming in, assets in the background generating cash, so now you can finally either get in front of a camera and make a video, or go sell a product, or take a risk, because it's way easier to take that risk when you have a track record of success behind you. There's these 2 things that I think are pillars of acquiring wealth and power, and are going to allow you to gain confidence to do these things. And number 1 is being able to monetize a skill and increasing its value, okay? In my case, my skill was medical lab science, okay? I went to college and I got a degree in medical lab science that's tied to a license that allows me to fulfill a role in a hospital as a medical lab scientist, okay? So that is a track from college to skill to job, okay? If you go to college, I recommend going down that path. Now, medical lab science is kind of an unknown degree in many cases. I don't think a lot of people know about it, and it's not really known for generating a lot of money, okay? So how did I take a skill that's relatively unknown and I took it to 10K a month? How did I do that? Okay. You got to understand that skills are valued by supply and demand, just like anything else. Okay. Because medical lab science is relatively unknown, there's not a lot of supply, and there could be a lot of demand in certain places. Okay. So I took my skill and I took it to the places that have the highest demand and the lowest supply. By becoming a contractor, I could go to those places and fulfill short-term contracts with them, and they pay more money for that, right? That is a way that you could take a monetizable skill and increase its value so that you could get more out of it. Now, once you have your monetizable skill and you can increase its value either by moving to those places that have higher demand and lower supply, or adding tertiary skills that allow you to charge more for your services, then you could build up a healthy knowledge of personal finance, okay? If you think you're going to start a business, have payroll, employees, etc., and not know about personal finance first, I think you're delusional. Because how can you handle just one person, yourself, your finances, and think that you're going to be good at handling other people's finances or your business's finances, I think that is delusional. So, how do you get good at personal finance? It's actually not as hard as people say or think. Basically, you just make sure that your costs are lower than your income. And I think that could be very easy to do if you could just make sure that your rental expense is as low as you can and your transportation expense is as low as you can. Why those two things? Those two things are the most expensive things that you're going to be paying for. If you can make sure that you keep those costs low, then you could actually save money. And then once you have enough money to save, you could take a percentage of that and throw it at investments. Okay. Now, I know Alex Hormozi says that you probably shouldn't deal with investments early. You should probably just invest in yourself to and acquire skills to make more money. But remember that your investing power is highest earlier in age. So it's actually pretty smart if you can get at least $5,000 to $10,000 into the markets early and then just leave it there just for as a little insurance policy, just in case, your entrepreneurial ventures go wrong. You have that working in the background, kind of gives you a little bit more confidence to start taking more risk, right? Which is the whole point of this video, is for those people that need a little bit more insurance in the background, a little bit more confidence in the background for you to actually move towards risk, because not everyone could just, lay it down on the line, burn all the boats. I know it's fancy to say, I know it's the popular thing to say, but not everybody could do that. So for the specific person that can't do that, I would say take that monetizable skill, increase its value, increase your income, get a healthy amount of savings under you, get a healthy amount of investments under you, so that when you get to a specific point, and it might take you, like you said, it took him 5 years to save up 100K. It might take you 5, 8 years. After 8 years, you have 6 figures in the background working for you. You have a monetizable skill you can fall back on. You have a healthy amount of savings and an emergency fund in the background. Now you could go and take that risk into your entrepreneurship venture. Maybe you could get on YouTube and speak with a little bit more authority, because I know if you would have asked me to make this video 9 years ago when I had $10 in my account, there's no way in hell I would have got on camera, because it would have just been delusional. I would have felt like a phony making this video 9 years ago, but I don't feel like a phony now. So if you want more tips and you want to go along on this journey with me, because we're in the same boat, like I said, go ahead and subscribe and like the video. I'll be coming with more. See you on the next one. Peace.
And so it's like they want to go straight to calculus, but they don't know how to do simple addition. But the thing is that like simple addition is foundational to that. And none of the other stuff will matter unless you can do the basics. But the basics doesn't make them less important. Usually they're the foundation of building, which make them arguably more important.